Every morning begins the same, until something shifts. A sound, a shadow, an instant that shouldn't exist. We didn't explain what happened. We make you feel. September 11th, 2001. The morning was too bright to carry what was coming. The sky was clear, almost perfect, and so it seemed impossible to imagine that it could fall. When they saw the towers on the horizon, it was like seeing a stopped clock, an enormous, silent, everyday presence. The city was following its script, and nobody knew that the script was about to fall apart. Then a different sound pierced the air. It wasn't a siren, it wasn't an ordinary engine. It was an invisible cut in the silence. Heads snapped up at the same time, as if the entire city had sensed a shadow passing by. And then came the impact. Distant but real, an explosion that seemed impossible on such a blue morning. For a few seconds, nobody ran. People just tried to understand what their eyes were seeing. The smoke grew like an unanswered question, and the answer seemed beyond the reach of the world. Sirens began to appear in layers, one after another, as if the city were waking up inside its own nightmare. Tomás held Luna's arm not to pull her, but to make sure that this was real. And when Luna tried to take a deep breath, she realized the city air was no longer the same. People started walking faster, but still looking up, as if the ground had lost its authority. On every corner, someone was asking, "What happened?" and no one dared to answer aloud. Tomás tried to find logic. Luna tried to find air, and the city seemed to lose both at the same time. Then came a second sound, lower, faster, and instinct spoke before the mind. A plane appeared between buildings like an impossible line, and for a second the world slowed down. The impact unleashed a torrent of light and smoke, and the morning, which had been blue, turned into something nameless. The city was no longer a city. It was an entire body reacting to the same wound. Firefighters drove by as if they were carrying the weight of the sky on their shoulders, and no one made way out of politeness. They made way out of respect.
Keep moving! This way! Evacuate the area now! Stay with me! Go, go, go!
Luna saw a man looking at the sky and crying silently, as if he had realized he couldn't do anything. Tomás pulled Luna into a side street, not to run away, but to avoid becoming part of the panic. Even from afar, the sound continued, as if the city had learned a new frequency, that of fear. And when they turned their gaze back to the towers, they felt that the sky for real was beginning to fall. The sound changed first. It was no longer an explosion. It was something deeper, like a gigantic sigh before falling. People started running even before they understood what was happening.
This way! Halt!
I can't!
The ground trembled beneath his feet, not like an earthquake, but like a farewell. The sky disappeared behind a wall of dust. And for a moment there was no horizon. There were no towers, there was no blue.
Don't worry, I'll protect you.
There was only a heavy silence, broken only by footsteps and short breaths. When the second tower fell, it didn't just look like concrete collapsing, it looked like history being broken in two. The sky, which had been blue that morning, was now covered by a memory that no one asked to have. People hugged each other without knowing each other. Strangers became a source of support. That morning, the sky didn't fall alone. It took a part of the world's innocence with it. September 11th, 2001. A day that began like any other and ended up changing all the others. And if the sky can fall once, perhaps the only thing that remains standing is the memory of those who stayed.